I became the person that was always kind. I became the person that always gave people a second chance, and a third chance, and a fourth chance, and a fifth chance. I became the person that let people walk all over me over and over again. I became the person that just acted like a doormat and put up with other people's shit. I became the person that was always willing to forgive, to let bygones be bygones, and to turn the other cheek. How did I become that person? I became that person because people scapegoated me. I became that person because other people pushed me away and never considered my perspective. I became that person because people were genuinely mean to me. I became that person because nobody gave me a second chance. I became that person because other people were cruel and heartless and fucking self-centered to fuck. So I swore that I would never be like them. But then I got fucked over. And here's what I've learned from that, right? There's nothing wrong with being the person who doesn't give anybody a second chance, right? See my abusive father that scapegoated me by telling me that I had to look at why I was to blame for being kidnapped by my mother-in-law and a multitude of other things that weren't my fault or that weren't just my fault. And coming from a person who doesn't know how to apologise or admit fault for anything, right? He is never invited back into my life. He has a lifelong ban from my life, right? That's my boundary now, is anybody that scapegoats me, certainly anybody that scapegoats me to that degree, lifelong ban. My older sister, who never validated anything that I went through, but constantly validated my abusive parents' perspective and tried to make out that everything was my fault all of the time, right? Lifelong ban from my life, not allowed back in. That's my boundary. She's not allowed back in. To the person yesterday that I hurt and who also hurt me, who wouldn't take responsibility for his part, who wouldn't consider my perspective, who wouldn't apologise or permit me to apologise, and who banned me for life to never contact him again. To that person, thank you. Genuinely, thank you for teaching me fucking self-respect. That's it. Thank you. And yes, I did have a part to play in that. I had a part to play in that. But here's what my husband said to me when I showed him the messages, when I showed him a whole list of someone insulting me over and over and over again with the most horrendously horrible things. Here's what my husband said to me. He said, if that was me, I would have blocked that person at the second insult. Second insult, they're blocked, they're banned. Okay, they've lost the right to speak to you again. If that's how they're going to speak to you, they just lose the right to speak to you by being that fucking rude. And I wanted to give that person a chance Why did I want to give that person a chance? Why did I stay and let them insult me over and over and over again? Because I've been that person. I've been that person. I've been in that person's shoes, and I have done that to other people. I have insulted them periodically over and over and over again. And people just gave me the block, and it hurt me. So now I feel that I have to put up with that, because I have to be understanding and kind and be the person who forgives. But the reality is that those people were allowed to set boundaries for what they felt that they should or shouldn't tolerate. They were allowed to set boundaries. And I get that now. And just because someone else, just because I have been in that person's shoes, done what that person has done, doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to have a boundary of respect for myself. So that's it. You don't deserve to be treated like crap. You don't have to apologise. You don't have to give people a second chance. It doesn't matter how other people treated you. You don't have to be better. You don't have to be kind in a way that they never were. Just try to live, and don't invite people into your life. Just don't invite people into your life that fucking legitimately suck, and don't feel guilty about it. That's it.